we hear my side of the story first, sir?
Well, I had another officer.
Oh, okay.
How are you doing, ma'am?
I'm not very good, sir, and you?
Good. I'm Officer Brumand. I work with the Atlanta Police Department.
Great.
So I heard about the incident that happened, but I haven't heard your side of the story.
Why didn't we hear my side of the story first, sir?
Well, I had another officer
Oh, okay. Well,
spoke to you, but I just want to hear it
and do you
personally.
think it's proper to me tell you the whole story where everybody's sitting around here, they can all hear it?
No, ma'am. If you want to be private,
I think we should be private,
Okay.
sir. This is an assault
okay.
matter.
You want to come over?
Yes. I was sitting in my seat. She was the last passenger to come on board. So when she came on board,
Atlanta, Georgia is in the eastern
she said, I'm in that seat. I said, no problem. I jumped up, got far away from her so she had plenty of room. She had to put stuff in the upstairs thing. I understand that. Took plenty of time. Sit back down. We never spoke other than that. And after about 25 minutes of her on Instagram, full blast, every time she would flip, because apparently it was from a loud place, I jumped because it was so loud. And she was... So I waited 25 minutes.
What? Oh my God.
Give her time, let her do whatever she needed to do. And then I said, am I going to have to listen to that the whole time? And she said, do you like it? And I said, no. And she said, well, I don't like the way you asked me. I said, don't put this on me. And the next thing I know, there was a fingernail so close to my eye that I thought I was going to be physically attacked. She had her, I don't want to do it to you, sir. She had her hands in my face, screaming.
God, the biggest Karen. Like, this is Karen to the max. Like, girl, y'all always the victims.
Calling me crazy. On and on and on. So now, the flight attendants can't come help me because they're strapped in for this takeoff. My phone is sitting against my leg on my lap, so I take it to video to try and protect myself. And as soon as I go like this, she takes her hand and goes like that and throws my phone, and everybody sees the phone go down the end of the whole airplane. And the flight attendant told me he saw her knock it out of my hand. And that's assault. And
So
I'm 70 years old.
So she actually knocked the phone off your
You're
hand?
damn right she did.
Okay.
You say 25 minutes. She was on Instagram. You shoot 130 or 20 or maybe 22. 25 minutes. This person had the audacity to be on IG. And then this Karen posed a rude ass question, and how dare the person return the favor?
That part.
This is a bit of irony because the person in question, who is being falsely accused of assault, is PORSHA Williams. Here's her side.
What happened?
So the lady who was sitting next to me, I was on my phone, and the volume was up on the phone, and she turned to me out of nowhere and she said, so you're gonna make me listen to that the whole flight? And I said, well, do you want to? And she said, no. And I
She
said,
will make you listen to what?
am I gonna make her listen to my phone?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I said, this is before we took off. Yes, even before we took off.
So you guys were in Las Vegas when that happened?
Yes. Yeah.
The plane was on the ground?
Yes.
The door was shut? It was? Okay.
No, the door wasn't shut yet. People were still boarding.
People were still boarding?
Oh, okay.
Texting me.
Okay, I couldn't tell.
Okay.
Okay. So she was like, are you gonna make me listen to that the whole time? I said, well, do you want to? And she said, no. I said, what is a nicer way to say that? And she said, bitch. You don't tell me bitch. And I was like, are you okay? I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm just telling him.
And you could tell, this lady just came and said, are you okay? If she's viciously through her phone and everybody's seen it go down the aisle. Like, I just, shout out to you, lady. Like, y'all better leave PORSHA alone. Like, what?
What happened?
I'm so sorry.
It's all
If
right.
there's anything I can do to help you.
You were sitting near us?
I was.
Yeah, I was just telling
I was
him.
there, and I heard it was unreprehensible. The woman got in your face and gave you the middle finger.
Yeah.
she thought just because she was white that she could lie. That's so crazy.
I was doing things that were completely
She
connected to you.
was. She starts
I'm
screaming.
sorry, I'm embarrassed. I'm so sorry.
It's all right.
That's why I'm asking if you're okay.
Yes, no, I appreciate it.
I wouldn't be okay.
I mean, I don't know what she's claiming. She's gonna press charges saying that I hit her. I'm like, I did not hit
I
you.
mean, you want to continue? You want to continue, ma'am?
Sorry.
Can you excuse me?
Okay, can I get your information? Can you get your information as a witness?
Sure.
Yeah, please. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I was sitting 2 rows back. She did not touch
No,
it.
that's what I'm
You
saying.
saw everything happen?
Yes.
Yes.
The guy's seat had his seat reclined before the flight even took off, and I saw the entire gap. She did not touch
You
it.
didn't touch her.
She's screaming.
Come on, bro. Why are y'all like this? That's just, it's really sad. Like, if these people wouldn't have stepped up, who knows how much she could run with her lies. Like, oh my God. You use it, first of all, because you white. Then you talking about, oh, I'm 70 years old. Like, you don't run the world. You hate, if you don't like certain things, then you stay in the house.
You hit me in my face. I can tell you, she did not. I could see her.
I can write my info down.
Officer, it seems like the original crime was filing a false police report, sir.
That part.
I think you need to double back and go in the airport and figure out the hell's going on here and arrest the real culprit.
That part.
Full disclosure, I know Porsha Williams, put her up for a mask. A remarkable human being. And during a really sensitive time in Atlanta, when we had protests because of out of control policing and policies, during the George Floyd protest, guess who was front and center? That woman right there. She came to my press conferences. She stood at the Capitol. She came to the local jail. She demanded the arrest of officers. Right there. Not much fanfare, but she was present and vocal. We appreciate her for that. So when I saw this, the characterization that the initial individual, let's call her the Karen, made against Porsha, I said, that doesn't sound like Porsha at all. She's actually a very nice human being. Okay, all right. Real Housewives, Atlanta star Porsha Williams had a terrible encounter traveling that resulted in her being escorted off the plane following an onboard dispute with a 70-year-old Karen seated next to her before takeoff. She was next to an OG Karen. All right, that Karen in this city runs deep. Officers collected statements from both women. Williams shared her side of the story. Quote, so the lady was sitting next to me. I was on my phone, Williams explained to the officers. And the volume was up on the phone, and she returned to me out of nowhere and said, so you're going to make me listen to that the whole flight? And I said, well, do you want to? And she said, no. I said, well, there was a nicer way to say that. And she said, B word, you don't tell me B word, end quote. Williams continued. She also claims that this all occurred before the flight from Las Vegas to Atlanta took off as people were still boarding the plane. Other passengers from the same flight appeared to come to Williams' defense. They were not asked. They were not mandated.
Right.
They just said, wait a minute, hold on. You say what? No, that's not what happened. And they spoke up. One woman who was sitting near Williams on the flight stopped to pose the reality star a question. Are you okay? Inquiring if there was anything she could do to help. Quote, I was there and I heard it was unreprehensible. The passenger shared. Quote, she got in your face, gave you the middle finger.
Crazy.
A male passenger sitting 2 rows back who says he witnessed the whole thing also told officers Williams, quote, did not touch her, end quote. According to the woman, Williams boarded last, spent roughly 25 minutes scrolling on Instagram with her phone on full blast before she finally said something, sparking their tense exchange. Quote, then I said, am I going to have to listen to that the whole time? And she said, do you like it? And I said, no. And she said, well, I don't like the way you asked me. I said, don't put this on me. See, that's where you're lying, according to the allegation, Karen, right there. According to the allegation, you called her the B word twice. That's point for record. The 70-year-old explained, quote, and the next thing I know, there was a fingernail so close to my eye that I thought I was going to be, I'm sorry. Porsha does have long fingernails. So. There was a fingernail so close to my eye that I thought I was going to be physically attacked. She had her hands in my face, screaming, calling me crazy. End quote. The woman went on to claim, with flight attendants strapped in for takeoff and unable to intervene, that Williams then, when the flight attendants could not help, that's when she slapped the phone out of her hand as she attempted to record the incident, quote, to try and protect herself, causing the phone to fall into the aisle. Quote, that's assault, she added. Quote, I'm 70 years old. And here's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid she's going to have me killed.
What?
Y'all, I didn't make that up. She actually said, I did not make that part up. She said, put it back up. She said, I'm 70 years old. And here's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid she's going to have me killed.
Paramount Plus is available on YouTube. Enjoy all your favorites from the Sponge.
And ma'am, how do we go from a fingernail alleged attempted assault to a murder for hire? That took a dramatic change in the narrative that she gave to police. So the Atlanta FBI, I'm telling you the truth, y'all, the FBI is involved. So the Atlanta FBI has reportedly investigated the incident and says they are, quote, looking to see whether any federal charges may or may not apply. Meanwhile, Williams' lawyer told People magazine that the star was verbally assaulted by an irate and unhinged passenger without provocation. As far as my opinion goes, that sounds about right. Okay. Jordan.
I mean, there's so much here. It's wild. I mean, as you're presenting this, I'm like, well, that's absurd. And then I get to we get to the body cam footage from the cop where multiple passengers willingly come over, go out of their way to be like, she didn't do anything. Let's be clear here. Like, everybody knew. And of course, the fingernail thing, the idea that Porsha Williams is going to have some, SEAL Team 6 kick down this woman's door and kill her. Come on. But like, yes, it's so much of this is very funny, but also it's horrifying that this woman felt so comfortable making up a sensational tale about alleged aggressive, violent, physical, criminal behavior to try to destroy this woman's life. I mean, think about some of the subtext here. Even the nail, gonna have me killed, just insinuating that Porsha Williams is inherently violent. You, of course, as someone who knows her, know that's not true. People who watch her show, they know that's not true. People who follow her, they know. But this woman, simply because she's black, thought, well, this will be easy. Yep. I am so glad that other people stepped forward and say, no. I will put my name down.
I love Porsha. She's great. Back in the day, she did get into it. Who she fought? I think Cynthia, and she fought Twirl. Who's Twirl? Kenya Moore. But Kenya, if If y'all watch Atlanta Housewives, I think everybody wanted to put their hands on Kenya, but Porsha, she's great. She ain't. Come on now.
This didn't happen because we know there's a problem with policing, and they see an old white lady.
Yeah.
I don't want to, we don't know how that cop would have handled it had other people not intervened, but it wouldn't be the first time that a cop trusted the word of an old white person over someone who wasn't white.
Yeah. And the cop has supervisors. So if you write that report up without the benefit of witnesses and you say, well, Sergeant, I thought the woman was being hyperbolic. She seemed to embellish. Well, on the report, without any witnesses, you have an investigation that's required to happen. Even with the witnesses, according to the report, you still have an investigation. That's currently happening right now. Even though multiple witnesses volunteered their statement and said she didn't do anything wrong at all. All right, we'll bring you updates.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Da, da, da. Whoa, 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 whoa. Man.